Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? It's pretty much here. It's here. Week 1 is here. Oh man, this season done came by fast. This season done came by fast, man. What is it? Thursday? Damn. Oh yeah, week 1 on today. Oh wait, man. Oh man. But we got some things to talk about today, so I wanted to just dive straight into it. First and foremost, I know I guess the depth chart is subject to change. This is an unofficial depth chart, but I wanted to go over it with y'all real quick before we dive into this Browns and Cowboys game. So I just wanted to talk about a couple things because pretty much how the depth chart is. We expected that. We pretty much expected that, but there was a couple things that I seen on the depth chart starting off that I didn't like. So let's get into it real quick, right? So of course we know about the offensive line. There's no surprises with that. There's no surprises with the wide receiver position. Now running back, right? Other than the first two, right? One thing that I had a problem with was Deuce Vaughn being number 4 and Hunter Lipke being 3. Now I don't know if that was just because he a fullback, so they just got it like that. That could be a problem though. But I hope that doesn't carry on to maybe some carries, right? Because that'll be a huge mistake. Because in our reality, since they talking about Rico not handling some of the special teams opportunities, then I would expect for us to carry 4 running backs. Happy Move, what's going on? Low, what's going on? I bet my week's paycheck Dak Prescott throws in this. Yeah, we gonna talk about Dak Prescott. but yeah, so I guess it's gonna be Hunter. And I mean Deuce Vaughn. I think he could because I think he got heart, but I don't expect for Deuce Vaughn to be running down there hitting. You know what I mean? 5'5", 160 pound or 70 pound or whatever he is. I don't expect him to go down there hitting stuff, so but it'll be a mistake. It'll be a huge mistake for him not to be activated. But I would assume that they were smart that he'll be activated. But so I don't know how that was supposed to look. But I guess I would take it that Hunter Lickly he's there because of him playing fullback. But I hope it has nothing to do with carries. Now, one thing's for sure, right? And I kind of figured this. Jordan Phillips pretty much being the backup, to Osai at that 3 tech. But this is what I didn't like. Mozzie Smith starting. Why is you giving him the starting position? What the hell has he done for you to give him the starting position? Nothing. Now I know it's the unofficial and things could be subject to change, but just generally seeing the depth chart, like what has he done for him to even be in this position? You telling me that even with the additions of Linval and Jordan Phillips that they so trash that they can't start over Mozzie? Now maybe they not trying to show their hand. That could be possibly it though, but that's a little interesting though. If they were smart, look, it's first, second down. If they claiming that, because Jordan gonna see some nose too. That's off the rip, especially on third downs. But off the rip, Linval should be starting. Off the rip, Linval should be starting. Over Mozzie, if these are supposed to be your 2 nose tackles, there's no debate. No debate. So Morris is starting. Kendricks is starting. Damone Clark is starting. I mean, I didn't really see too many. I didn't see nothing wrong with that, especially with how the preseason played out. But I would really expect for DeMarvion Overshown to come in and take that spot. If he's playing the same spot as Morris, I would expect for him to take that spot because he's better than him. As a linebacker, he's better than him. There's no talking. I know DeMarvion's been banged up, so that could play a factor. So he can get, but off the rip, DeMarvion over Sean is better. And now where they got him at, that's a little bit that's a little interesting, you know. But yeah, I believe they said that Damone Clark was supposed to be a Sam linebacker, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I remember seeing in the thing, but that wouldn't make sense to me, especially with Morris, because Morris ain't no weak side linebacker. He ain't a run and hit type of dude. So maybe that could have did. Maybe that could be an error on my part. But I could have swore that's what I heard in the offseason, that Morris was supposed to be a Sam linebacker. But then I heard that Damone was supposed to be a Sam linebacker too. So I don't know. But either way, I hope somebody take Damone's spot. I hope. I hope it's Overshown or something, because I ain't feeling Damone Clark. I don't think he got no heart. You know, it's bigger than just talent. I don't think he got no heart. I think he's soft as hell. But we gonna see. Uh Diggs, look, this now corner. This is interesting to me. Corner. So Kalen Carson is in, and Israel is the backup nickel. This is interesting to me. This is very interesting to me. So we throwing in, now look, even though with the preseason, with Kalen, I would just give him the spot. Like damn, no investment there. That's gonna be interesting to see. Because if I'm the Browns, we gonna talk about this, and if I'm the Browns, I'm putting Amari Cooper on him to bless him the whole game. If I'm the Browns, I'm putting Amari on him wherever I'm putting Amari on him and blessing him. But that's interesting. That's interesting to see if he's ready. But we gonna see. But yeah, that was very interesting, because in our reality, what I would have did, to be honest with you, I'm not saying that I wouldn't have had Kalen Carson on the 53, especially with our corner, the way we got our corners though. But I think I would have started Israel. But we gonna see. And then playing, I think I would have. Now I know he got some experience doing both, but I would have started Israel. Jay Bird. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Cowboys get off to a slow start. I do not want to hear no excuses that the Cowboys were not ready after not playing any starters. Got a hell of a point there, Happy. You got a hell of a point there. You got a hell of a point there. Because I seen the Niners play. When I was scrolling through one time, I seen the Niners, because I didn't really watch too much. Like the only preseason I really watched was the Dallas game. Dallas, I'll be honest with you, I ain't watching no preseason football. But when I did scroll through, I seen the Niners playing some of their starters. I seen, what's his name, Purdy getting some reps. So like what makes what makes them bigger than not trying to catch a rhythm, especially with the current makeup of this team. Man, let's dig into this Cowboy, because we gonna talk. Let's dig into the matchups, right? Y'all know since it's week one, I wasn't able really to produce any film, because it's who knows how they're gonna play. So we just going off of tendencies, maybe a couple tendencies, and how they were, how they normally run things, what type of players they are, and yada yada yada. So we're gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about that. I just kind of did something, just wrote my thoughts down, and I wanted to share with y'all. So when I was looking at the Browns, I seen that Ken Dorsey is their offensive coordinator. Now I remember Ken Dorsey with the Buffalo Bills getting fired. I believe it was mid-season, because well, the offense wasn't clicking. And one thing that I remember vividly was that the run pass ratio, which was more in favor toward the pass, the Browns didn't like that. because soon as they got rid of Ken Dorsey, they started running the ball more with Cook. They started putting more emphasis on the run game. So he got pass happy. And the reason why I said that, because when I look at that roster, I wouldn't say, to be honest with you, it kind of has some similarity, at least right now, especially with Chubb is out, as far as how they might go ahead and go about offense. So I wouldn't be surprised, at minimum, I wouldn't be surprised if I seen at least a ratio of 65% to 35% run, especially if the Dallas Cowboys attempt to go ahead and be physical against it. But we're gonna talk about that as we go. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about that. Also, Jim Schwartz. We got familiarity with Jim Schwartz, and with this defense. To be honest with you, just to go ahead and make a long story short, I would expect for this defense to come out and be physical with him. I'm talking about this Browns defense. This Browns defense got some talent, y'all. Oh, we got some talent. On paper, they got some talent. And the way that they play, I believe they're going to build off of what they did last year. Because last year, they wasn't no bum defense. That's for sure. But let's get into it, though. So the key players, Patrick Mahomes playing preseason. Talk your stuff, Happy. Talk your stuff. After a Super Bowl, still getting rhythm. I agree with you, Happy. I wasn't in agreement with them not playing at least one game in the summer one game. I agree with you on that end. Loke said that ACL will be tested Sunday, and will Michael set the edge this season? Oh, now that is what I'm looking forward to seeing, because knowing how Zim is and knowing what he wants, and Michael likes to do what he wants. Let's see who's going to win at the end on that. Now, if it comes down to probably who goes, and I mean, at this point, I would say in favors, it would be a Micah would get what he wants, seeing how you look like they be kissing Micah ass. But that'll be interesting, though, to see if Micah finally chooses to buy into the program. But from what I've seen from the comments that he has made this offseason, just looking at him, I don't get a sense that he's going to be a team player as far as sacrificing his body. And then what didn't make no sense is what I heard, that he got lighter. That absolutely made no sense to me. That did not make no sense to me. Especially, I mean, I know they're going to move him around. And he was talking about, his trainer said that I think I heard him talking about, the trainer said that heavy wasn't good, and he was doing more lighter reps, and more reps and lighter weight. Check this out. check this out, Micah. Your ass needed to bulk up. Straight up. I'm not saying be big and slow, but you needed to add something up. Because evidently you want to be light and all that, it ain't working. Part of the reason why you break, because you ain't got what you need to hold up. Your body ain't prepared. You can do all that box. That's not what you need. You need to prepare your body for that 17-game season. And your body don't be prepared with that light that you doing, homie. That ain't it. That is not it. I hope Zim doesn't carry Michael's. Man, me too. Me too. I'm Jay Bird. I hope, man, he get on his line. And I would love to see that on national TV too. I want to see how he respond too. And I hope his helmet is off. Because Zim gonna be down on that field. But the key players for the Browns offense is Amari Cooper, Deshaun Watson, and Njoku, and that offensive line. This offensive line that we're going to go to is probably going to be, I got to go back and look at the schedule, But I can just tell you off the rip without remembering everything on that schedule, there's going to be a top 3 offensive line that you see this season on your schedule. Top 3 for sure. This offensive line is good. But so I guess Deshaun Watson is back healthy, if I'm not mistaken. Now I didn't get to look at the injury report. Let me go ahead and see. Let me not jump ahead of the gun yet. Let me make sure popped up on that injury with them Browns before I get to talking. Let me see. Browns injury report. What we got going on here? Okay, so Conklin is on there, but he practiced. He'll go. Hicks practice. Maurice Hurts practice. Judy practice. Quentin Jefferson. So it look like everybody's a go. But Jedrick Wills. Oh, okay. He had a limited practice on a Wednesday, but was held out on Thursday. That'll be interesting because that's a key piece uh if he doesn't play. But it looking like everybody is good in regards to Dallas, other than John Stevens with that hammy. But yeah, that'll be interesting. But with the left tackle, Jedrick Wills. But Deshaun Watson, we familiar with Deshaun. Deshaun Watson is a solid quarterback, a mobile quarterback. He just always hurt. He just always got something going on. And Deshaun Watson, now I know they was big on, you know, they was harping on him about how he produced last year, and they come to find out that he has something going on with that shoulder. So how does that shoulder feel? Is he ready to sling it? Is he not? That could play a big part in the game as well. But if Deshaun Watson is clicking, it's gonna be tough because he got somebody to throw it to. Jerome Ford, he a solid back. I remember watching him clearly especially when Chubb got hurt. He a solid back, but he not a bell cow though. He's a back that, with a good about 12, 13 carries, he could be efficient. He's efficient and he got some speed on him. He's a solid running back. He ain't that pounder, that pop that you want to have with Nick Chubb. Now, and if I'm not mistaken, I thought I seen Foreman get cut, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not too sure with their running back position, other than I think it was Pierre Strong. So I'm not too familiar if Foreman is still on the roster or not, because I remember getting an alert talking about Foreman probably a few days ago. So I'm not too sure. But either way, Ford is going to be the main thing. Ford is a solid running back, but he ain't nobody to be honest with you, he ain't nobody to worry about. He ain't nobody to worry about. Uh but to get to some of the matchups though, Njoku versus what was it gonna be? Wilson or Israel, Hooker, maybe Clark. That's gonna be a matchup that I think this Cowboys team needs to win. That's a matchup that they need to win versus that tight end. So we got Coop, we got Amari Cooper. I think, even though Diggs is coming off of that ACL, I think it was ACL, right? Even though Diggs coming from that ACL, I still think that the Browns will want to go ahead and maybe put him in a slot, maybe put him toward Caitlin Carson's side, because I'm not too sure if Diggs is gonna shadow. I don't think he's gonna shadow this game since it's his first game back. I don't know if he's gonna shadow. But I would expect for Coop to be on some barbecue chicken. Let's be honest with you. Him going against Caitlin Carson, that's barbecue chicken. Caitlin Carson gonna need all the help in the world. Because if you don't, that's barbecue chicken. That's barbecue. They got the wide receivers is Elijah Moore and Judy. Judy a scrub. Let's just be honest. Judy, he might go ahead and have a little bit better season than he did in a new with new scenery in Cleveland and less expectations, but Elijah Moore and Amari Cooper is the two wide receivers that I will put in the top two for you to go ahead and keep your attention on. Because what I remember from Elijah Moore from the New York Jets is he was a decent wide receiver. So Yeah, I would, and I know Elijah Moore plays in a slot as well too. So Diggs, Carson, and Lewis, strap up, man. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting because they're gonna have to cover a little bit longer this game. That's off the rip. They're gonna have to cover a little bit longer this game. You know, that pass rush, uh, Zimmer, Zimmer gonna have to call a good game. He's gonna have to bring some of this heat because if I'm just one on, if I'm just see, I don't have the luxury consistently at this point in time, unless they prove me wrong. I don't have the luxury of us having multiple bodies that can beat their one-on-one matchup consistently. I don't, and I'm talking about up front. So that will go ahead and equate to, hey, corners, you might got to cover an extra second longer, second and a half longer. Be ready. But like I said, that offensive line is very good from left tackle to right tackle. Conklin, uh, Jedrick Wills, what's old boy name, man? They got Bentonio, uh, Wyatt, Ethan Pochich. I think I'm saying his name right, if I'm not mistaken, Pochich. But one thing that I think Zim could take advantage of is lining Micah up on the center. I think Zim could take advantage of that, whether it be by blitzing him or lining him up on the center. You know, kind of like what they did last year. I think Zim could take advantage of that because out of all of them, I would pick on that center. I will pick on the center and make him move. You might at times be able to go ahead and give him some power and push that pocket because it's going to be essential that we push that pocket, y'all. So it's going to be essential for Mozzie to nut up. We're going to need Phillips to push that pocket. We're going to need Micah to get up in there. And this will be a nice game to have a package. I'm pretty sure Zim does, but to have a package where Marshawn is rushing in the interior. But this is going to be interesting, y'all, because we ain't got we ain't got no like the rushes that we've been having, even though like everything has changed, the scheme has changed. We don't have that right now. To be honest with you, I think we're gonna have to go get one during the season. I think we're gonna have to go get one because Sam Williams hurt. Not having Sam hurts because I'll be able to talk to you a little bit more positive about the rush if we had Sam Williams. But seeing that we don't, that hurts. And I don't care how Marshawn Neely looked in the preseason. I know what I saw on tape coming in college. And then he's just not about to just automatically just become, he's just gonna be cold. Now, none of these talking about Cam Jordan, but Cam Jordan so some signs, you know. Now I know they got different type of rushers. You got speed rushers, somebody can do both, and power rushers. On that edge, he's gonna have to win off of technique and power. If he can turn it to a Cam Jordan, cool, but I didn't see it in him. I would love to be wrong, but I didn't see it in him. You know, you would see potential. Like you remember when Jason Pierre-Paul came out and you seen that year, like you seen it in, like, okay, yeah, that boy can play some football. I just see with him is that with Marshawn is just going to be somebody who's going to hustle, who's going to play strong against the run, you know, and he'll be able to, you know, whether it be off of stunts or just off his pure hustle, that'll give him a couple sacks. But as far as him being a specialist, I don't see it. I don't see it. He could turn into a solid player. Like to me, like I said, to be honest with you, I would have been putting him at D tackle. I would have fattened him up and put him at D tackle because I think you could have had a better D tackle out of him fattened up than you would at defensive end. Because he's pretty much a D tackle playing defensive end. So you should expect for somebody to play strong on the edges. Now, one thing you can't expect from this defense that I would be surprised if you don't get is better edge play as far as setting the edge. Because I think Marshawn off the rip coming in will be able to go ahead and he gonna go against he gonna get baptized a little bit. There's gonna be some things he ain't seen, especially when they come to try to trap him. So he gonna get baptized a little bit. But I would expect, especially with Golston being out there, which he's back to his natural position, which is being damn near like a Marshawn kneeling and just being the edge, just being somebody on first and second down that can stop the run. And then if you want to get some pass rush out of him, throw him inside. Like you got a whole bunch of the same players on your team. We would love for DeMarcus Lawrence to go ahead and get back to how he was in the old, even though we know he older though. But I think this year we're gonna need DeMarcus Lawrence more than ever to not play that role like he did last year. He gonna come out, he gonna have to get to that quarterback this year. Because if we were relying on number 11 to do it all the time, that's not about to happen, especially when we go against these teams. Like, we're going to get tested. Oh, this is a good offensive line. We're going to get tested. They're going to try to pound the ball on you. This is a good offensive line we going against, y'all. So let's make no mistake about it. And y'all know I don't really talk too much about offensive lines like that. Because, they got some, but we haven't really been seeing some on our schedule. But we see one week 1. So they best to be ready. They best to strap up and put their grown man pants on. Micah, take your panties off and put some boxers on. Because you're going to have to man up. Because one thing they're going to do, they're going to test your jaw. They're going to test Micah on the run game. They're going to run at him. Because the gig been up. You run at Micah Parsons. Ain't nobody scared that they're going to run at you. And if you ain't manning up and setting the edge when you is on the edge, that's a problem. If you at linebacker and you ain't taking them blocks on physically, that's a problem. So either way, they're not scared of Micah. That's a fact. So this is going to be interesting, man. My hope is Deshaun Watson. Oh, yeah, that Clemson thing, huh? The talk of the week is Miles and Micah, but Lawrence has the dominant. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, you already said it. You already on the ball, Lo. Yeah, you already on the ball. I think both of the Browns tackles were limited in practice on the last report. Okay. King Early says, great. Goat Mahomes about to go crazy tonight. Luis Ortiz said, okay, so what lineman on Cleveland can handle Micah? In the past, I think the left tackle can. Now, even though there's some good tackles, they ain't Walter Jones, Orlando Pace type tackles, if you get what I'm saying. In the run game, I think Michael, especially on Conklin's side, he barbecue chicken. I think they barbecue chicken. But on the pass, I think in regards to Micah's quickness, I think he can have some success at times on Conklin. Wills will do better on him against the pass, and Conklin would do better against Micah against the run. So that's how Zim should be. I mean, I don't think with a mind like Zim, I don't think I had to tell him that. We had to tell Quinn this, but I don't think I got to tell Zim that. But yeah, that's how it is with because they both good tackles. Don't get me wrong. They both good, but they ain't like no Orlando Pace, Walter Jones, Tyron Smith, if you get what I'm saying. So it ain't like they just, oh my God, so Micah could have some, he can have some success though. But if they technique on and they coming at him and they running that ball, it's going to be a long day for number 11. Because I don't think that this is off season. He just turned around. Because even when I was looking at the practices, when they would watch training camp live, I didn't see nothing but, oh, Micah looked different. Oh, Micah out there playing. I didn't see that. I seen the same old Micah. Just getting upfield. They ain't worried about reading his keys. So I hope, like Jay Bird said, I hope Zim ain't compromising himself to make 11 happy. That's what I do hope. Micah gonna have the Watson on skates. I hope you're right about the Clemson thing, but it's also about the character. Oh yeah. Your O-line isn't that great. We'll get into that. But yeah, but in regards to that, Yeah, Poaches would be somebody that I would go after. And but the thing about it though with Ken Dorsey though, they probably should. I don't know. I don't know. Ken might have changed, but if Ken Dorsey ain't changed, they gonna have to tell like, hey, Ken, run the damn ball. Kind of like what they did with the Bills when they played us. They like that game plan wasn't to do that, but then we changed, and so we pounded the ball. So this is gonna be interesting to see how this team does against the run. I think it'll be improved against the run, you know. But this is gonna be interesting though, because I know for a fact the pass rush is worse. You know, I think some of the tools that Zim is gonna have to use in getting to Watson is using Leo Fowl. It's him. Because that's one of Leo Fowl's best qualities as a player is his ability to blitz. That's the best thing about him is his blitzing. I think he can have some success blitzing. He gets home and when he go, he go. Um, he gonna have to probably move Michael around. He gonna have to get some of that barbecue chicken on a and if we rushing, I would probably rush him more on Conklin. And in the inside, in the interior, because Bitonio used to be a tackle, but he kicked in the guard. So you even though the space is tighter, if Batonio gets his hands, if Wyatt gets his hands on Micah, it's cookies. But if he's able to go ahead and put him on skates, he might got an opportunity. That's just on Micah. Has he improved his hand usage? We're gonna find out week 1, baby. We're gonna find out week 1. But yeah, that is one of the. But since we're talking about Micah, him going against these tackles, that is one of the matchups that's important. That if we're gonna win this game, Micah needs to have more success than he has losses against these tackles. When it's time, like when we have an opportunity, when we got them in long situations, Micah got to win that. Off the rip, Micah got to win that. You know, and the thing about that, and then also one of my concerns is, can we get inside push? If we can get inside push, that'll bode well for us. So, but that's gonna mainly fall on Osa, Phillips, hopefully Mozzie, hopefully, and then maybe getting a field with some of your D tackles. I mean, defensive ends converting to D tackle on third down. But all right, let's look. Let's look at the other side of the ball, y'all. Let's look at the other side of the ball. Uh Key players on this Browns defense: Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith, Denzel Ward, Newsome, and them safeties. Both of them. As we mentioned before, this Browns defense is good. This is good. This is the best thing about the Browns on this team is their defense. That's the matchup. Regardless of what we talked about on the other side of the ball, the Cowboys offense versus the Browns defense is going to be the determining factor if we win this game. Not just on the common sense of course, we got to score more points, but if we able to have some ball control and dominate that TOP, time of possession, we got a better chance to go ahead and come out and maybe take a win off a field goal or something like that. Because it's going to be a battle, a uphill battle for the Cowboys. Because, like I said, just off of the makeup, I'll just be honest with you. Just off the makeup, they got to make me a believer, y'all. They got to make me a believer. And if they're going to make me a believer, they can make me a believer week 1 because this is a good team. So they got to make me a believer. Because right now I have a lot of doubts. I'm gonna give them a shot. Right? We gonna come in, with an open mind. But to be honest with you, I just got some doubts. But some of the key matchups, you already know: Tyler Guyton versus Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith. Hey, look, because these are two boys that can get to the quarterback. Zadarius Smith is a good pickup for the Cleveland Browns. Tyler Guyton, yeah, this is gonna be big, right? This ain't gonna be like when Tyler Smith started, right? Because in regards to movement at that tackle, Guyton is better. My thing in regards to this situation, I'm interested in how he gonna hold up, not only from the technical side of playing tackle, but from the strength side of it. That's what I'm interested in. Foot quickness, I'm not worried about that. That boy can move, and that'll translate easy. That'll be the one that do translate. But let's hope he don't miss with them hands. You know, let's hope, let's hope you don't get. Hey, look, if you getting bull rushed by one of these defensive ends, you need to do like Drake. And just hold on. I'm coming home. Hold on. Don't get your quarterback demolished, man. Because he gonna go through. It's gonna be a little bumpy at times, man. I already expect that though. But this is good to see where your boy is at. If I'm Zeke, since they want to bring Zeke in the fold, hey Zeke, when you back there, let's look at the left side a little bit more than what we're gonna look at the right side, right? Now, even though the right side was also barbecue chicken last year, let's lean more into the rookie side. Because in all reality, both these tackles got to step up. They got their hands full all night with both these with both these edge players. They hands is full. I want to see. I really want to see Terrence Steele. Was that just a one? Hey, was it just maybe an injury or what's going on? Like I said, me personally, Terrence Steele is a run right tackle. He'll run first. He's better in the run game than he is the pass game, regardless of. But we need him to play like the year before. Week 1 would tell us about this team we have this year and going forward. So this is yes, I agree. You a Browns fan? I figured that. Yeah, Bird. Yeah, I need to see about this Guyton, man. I mean, not Guyton, but still, I need to see something because we can't have both tackles struggling. That can't eat because if we got both tackles struggling, oh man. Because my thing is, even with him recovering off an injury, he still shouldn't have had a season like that. Like last season was ridiculous on his part. So that's, to be honest with you, not even from the now we're gonna talk about the CD and the wide receivers pretty soon, but on the offensive side, that's the most important right there. How are we going to handle these edge players? Now, when it comes to inside, I ain't worried. With Dalvin Tomlinson and I think it was Shelby Harris inside, I ain't worried about that. Dalvin Tomlinson is more of a power player, and one thing BB is gonna be able to handle. I think BB's going to struggle in the future if he go against a deep tackle that got some quickness, but I believe BB will be able to handle their power. The power that the nose tackle provides, Tomlinson, I believe BB can handle that. So with Zach Martin and Tyler Smith crunched up right by him, I think the interior will be fine. And it has to be fine. Give Dak Prescott somewhere to step up. We cannot allow for that pocket to get pushed in, especially if Terrence Steele could possibly struggle. That can't happen. That can't happen, man. I think this game, we got to try to get something and running inside. We got to get something running inside. We got to run against them big boys inside. Run at them big boys, man. To be honest with you, the way that the Browns is made, I I would really give Deuce Vaughn a lot more care than people would think. I want to see that quickness get through the line quick, that shiftiness. I need that this game more than I want to see Zeke. See, they'll be prepared for Zeke. They'll tear Zeke up. Like they'll be prepared for that because Zeke lost 2 steps. And I'm not a believer in Rico Dowdle. Like I said, I just don't find out how is he going to be a mainstay of the team when he couldn't even start over a wide receiver at running back. So how am I supposed to believe in somebody that couldn't start over somebody that just pretty much started being a running back and you've been playing running back your whole life? And then the fact that I keep reading that he's supposed to be be more involved. This is going to be interesting. He should have got more involved last year. We wanted it last year, but if he can build off of it and maybe give us something, that'll be joyous. But I don't know. To be honest with you, especially in certain times, I want to see Deuce Vaughn get that ball. We need to see that quickness. We need him to get there quick. Because it's going to close on because they already know, like, with Zeke, you can only do so much, especially with him losing a couple steps. Like, what could you provide that they ain't seen? You need to go ahead and have a running back in there that could be a threat north, south, and east, west. Not just north, south. Stretch that defensive line out. Make them linebackers work, man. But also, of course, it's gonna be interesting to see how they play CD. Is they just gonna one-on-one CD versus Denzel Ward, or is they gonna, a little safety help? Also, what's gonna be interesting is Newsome versus Cooks. I like Newsome. He's a good corner. Or is it Northwestern? He's a good corner. I was big on him when he came out. He's a solid corner. He's a good corner. I know he's a better nickel corner. So that's going to be interesting. Look, this is where Tolbert makes his money. You got Denzel Ward going to be paying a lot of attention to CeeDee Lamb and some Cooks. You got Newsome, right? I don't know. He probably going to be playing inside and out. Tolbert, Brooks, you got to step up, y'all. You got to Turpin. I don't know if Florida are going to be activated, but y'all got to step up. For real. Y'all got to make some plays, some timely plays. Because if you don't, it's going to be a long day. A long day. When I say a long day, y'all, it's going to be a long day. Regardless, CD ain't been practicing. CD going to do what, CD going to be CD, but CD ain't practice. And to be honest with you, and this is my thing. Because y'all remember we've been talking about it all year about him having to be worked in. They're still trying to work CD in right now. We can't just put him in the fire right now. I will still give him reps off. Even though you can't afford to, I will still give CD reps off. But if CD got reps off, then who was in there? Cooks, Tolbert, and Brooks. A lot of inexperience outside of Cooks. Who gonna step up? 3, 4, and 5 on the depth chart got to step up, y'all. They got to step up. He got to make plays. Tolbert got to make plays. Ferguson versus them safeties. Ferguson, we need you. I know that's going to be a battle in the shelf too. What they got? Juan Thornhill, Grant Delpit. They got some cover safeties back there. I will put Grant Delpit and I will make him tackle. Make his ass tackle. He's a good cover safety, but make his ass tackle. I think Juan Thornhill didn't used to be with the Chiefs. They got good safeties, man. They got some good cover safeties. That's for damn sure. Ferguson got to win that. Ferguson up the seams could be money for us. I know they got that Notre Dame linebacker. I can't think of his name. And they got, what was it, Jordan Hicks, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, there's some opportunities in the intermediate section for Ferguson. We need Ferguson to win his battles, and we need our 3 and 4 wide receivers to win theirs as well. He said, "Is this a DC cut?" Oh damn! How you think it was a Browns podcast? You don't see that star on there, man? You don't see that star right there, man? You don't see that star on that? Come on, man. Good for you to pull up, because I know they ain't covering the Browns like they like we cover the Cowboys over here, man. So I know whenever you want to see a team get covered, in the way that they should get covered, go ahead, keep stopping by, man. Go ahead. Also, we talked about Steele and Guyton. That's my thing, though. Let's not abandon the run. Let's not get in a situation with this wide receiving core, with the state it is now. Let's not get in a situation where Dak Prescott got to throw over 40 times. It's probably going to happen, but let's hope it don't happen. We don't want that situation. Not with these wide receivers. We don't want it. We don't want it. We can't abandon the run at all. We gotta run the ball. We gotta take some pressure off these rookies. We gotta take some pressure off these tackles. We gotta be able to run that ball some. We got to. You got some studs in the interior. Let's go ahead and run behind. Let's go ahead and run behind these studs. Let's go run behind these 2 future Hall of Famers. To be honest with you, I can't wait to see these rookies, man, out there, because regardless, BB gonna play with some power. Let's mash body for body. Let's man up. What's up with this new tight end we have? Who you referring to, Lo? You talking about Stevens? Or you talking about or you talking about that Fant dude? Or you talking about somebody else that I ain't named? But we can't abandon the run though. Dak, oh man, Dak gonna have to use some legs. Dak almost sadly have to extend. He gonna have to extend. He gonna have to extend some plays for sure. He gonna have to damn near look like Romo out there, man, when he was making magic in that pocket, making people miss. I could possibly seen that coming from the outside. He gonna have to use them legs. He gonna have to run the football. He gonna have to freeze them backers. He gonna have to show them like, hey, don't forget about me because I can run this ball. Give him something else to think about. Because if Dak just want to be a pocket running quarterback, that ain't gonna work. Not with this current team. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work, man. That is not gonna work. When it come down to favorable matchups, especially on that side of the ball, I don't really see it. Like, of course, we'll take CD all day, pretty much against anybody, right? But CD can be bracketed. And then what? Because I don't think they respect Tober. They ain't respect Brooks. They're gonna one-on-one them up. Can they win a one-on-one matchups? Is the $1 million question. Can they win their matchups? They're gonna have to win the matchups. The Dallas Cowboys can't afford for them not to win their matchups. As mentioned before, between y'all and myself, this is going to be a good game to see where this team is at. This is going to be a good game. I'm interested to see how the running backs, how them carries going to be split. I'm interested to see our rookie offensive line, how they go. I'm interested to see if Terrence Steele is on that BS still. I'm interested to see because one thing I'm disappointed in. Now, I don't know if it's just talk or not. I would assume it's talk. But them talking about in contract negotiations with Dak Prescott, hold on. Hold your horses there, Jerry. I think you might want to see him against the Browns and the Baltimore Ravens first. Hold your horses there, buddy. I think you want to see him against some good teams early on. I think you might want to hold your horses there, buddy. You know, I think it's cat. They're gonna have to show me. I think it's some BS. I don't. They may have talking, but I don't think it's the talk that they think it is. I think Jerry trying to wait and see. Like, hold up, because I'm ready to move on. But I think it comes down to if Dak does more with less, like every good quarterback should do, which I don't think he will. But if Dak does more with less, I think Jerry be like, all right, we can give him a couple more years or something like that. But if Dak does what we all believe that he's probably going to do, I think we're going to continue to hear throughout the season, contract negotiations. You just hit a stall. It's not progressing, and we know why. I personally and I'm gonna continue to stand on it. I will move on. It's something about regular season pressure versus postseason pressure, and he folds when it comes down to postseason pressure. He actually folds when we go against good defenses that prepare for him. Like I said, I can go ahead and name you the Niner games. I can name you that Broncos game. When you got good physical defenses, he struggles. He struggles. Stevens and Spanford. Okay. Now with Stevens, I think I don't know. Stevens might miss this week. Spanford, he's probably gonna be in the mix because I mean I don't know. Stevens, I would think that Stevens will probably miss when I looked at him because I know he's been struggling with that hammy for a little bit. So it's a possibility that he missed because I didn't see no practice time on him. So it's gonna be Schoonmaker and Spanford. That's a duo of second and third string tight ends that I'm not too thrilled about either. I'm not too big on Spanford, right? Now I know there was times where he was able to position himself to get some good blocks though, but from the blocking that they said that he was supposed to be, and when I looked at him, I didn't see that physical nature. At least when I looked at him, I didn't see that physical nature. Like, oh, okay, man, that boy nasty with the blocking. I just seen somebody that just gave effort, you know, like because remember when we was watching Schoonmaker coming out, he was the best blocking tight end coming out. And look how that translated. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if he's just scary. He's soft. I don't know what it is. But that's interesting though, because it can't. I don't know, man. Like, it could be he's scared. Because with Harbaugh, you gotta block. That's off the rip. You gotta block with Harbaugh. Like I said, when they drafted him, I knew he wasn't going to really be what they thought. Like, I didn't see it. I didn't see no special talent with him in regards to him being a second round type of wide receiver. I didn't see it. But I thought, like, okay, he's going to block and, he'll be able to do a little damage in regards to the short and the intermediate areas of the field. But other than that, I didn't see nothing spectacular. like we see with Ferguson. He ain't taking Ferguson's spot. That's out. He's nowhere near better than him. It's also gonna be interesting, when they go 12, 13 personnel, how they gonna do? When we got three tight out there too, is they gonna block? I just think if he's 6'6", 6'7", it's gonna be a little bit tougher than usual to go ahead and get that leverage the way he wants to when it comes out to blocking. I and I didn't see nothing spectacular in regards to his pass catching either. So maybe he could step up, you know? Maybe. Now I know Schoonmaker in the preseason had a couple catches. The way that he was catching the ball was kind of what I envisioned. Um, him coming out, something quick, maybe some screens, right? With a little, maybe a stick nod route, something up the seams, stuff like that, something real quick, and something in front of something where we can see him, but it just hasn't panned out it ain't panned out so far. If JJ gets Dax is 60 million without it. Man, hey, I ain't gonna lie, Jay Bird. Man, I'm like, man, I was like, if Jerry paid this man, I was like, man, I thought, I'm like, man, I don't think I want to watch. But then I'm like, man, I can't let my people down. I can't let y'all down, man. I gotta keep covering, man. So I was stuck in a hard place. Because if I wouldn't on YouTube do it, I was like, man, I probably would have been right with you, man. I would have been right with you. Remember the Kansas City? You talking about with Scandrick? Kai with Scandrick? Wouldn't make sense to pay Dak now. The season is here. Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't understand it. I wouldn't pay him. Dak got to show me. If Dak take me far, all right. Regardless how I feel with him, hey, do your thing. Go if they gonna pay. But if Dak doing the same thing, like we gonna know. Like when we go against the Baltimore Ravens, the Browns, the Niners, when we go against all them teams, we're gonna find out like is Jerry gonna pay him or not? Because Jerry been making some boneheaded ass moves lately, right? And there's some moves that came into his favor though. But this would be the most boneheaded move if he pay him right now. It wouldn't make no sense. He ain't did nothing to earn it. And they talking about him setting the market. Set the market. He just ain't got like there's plenty of times, man, where he could have took the next step and carry. Like sometimes, man, you got to carry your team, right? You seen plenty of times with Brady, even sometimes with Russell Wilson, Rodgers, when they know that their defense ain't official, they do things and they make adjustments to make sure that they got the ball in their hands and they try to dominate time of possession. Dak get a call and he rolling with it. When the last time you be seeing like they be talking about Dak be masterful on the line of scrimmage? How? What? Because he say, "Here we go." They think that he making some hellified adjustment or something. Man, come on, man. He pretty much calling the same play that Mike McCarthy put in. He ain't doing nothing. He may adjust the protection a little bit, but he ain't doing nothing different because there was plenty of times where he ran the play and we trying to figure out like what the hell you doing if he is making adjustments and some of them plays where it was dead on for him to check out of it, he didn't. But that means he a stupid ass quarterback. If we just being honest, so it's either he ain't making checks or he be making some dumbass checks. If we just being honest, because I'm used to quarterback play. Like if you seen all these people in the box, let's check out that run play. But we don't see that. If you see that light box, it's so simple. If you see that light box, let's go ahead and get us about a good 3-4 yards. But we don't even see quarterback play like that no more. And I definitely, looking at all the film that we done watched, we ain't been seeing that from Dak Prescott. When have you heard your head coach be like, man, yeah, I called this play, but Dak made a wonderful adjustment and called this play? When the last time you heard that? You heard that with Romo, you heard that with everybody else, but when it come down to Dak Prescott, whenever you say like, oh man, Dak Prescott made a hell of an adjustment. He switched that call and it worked. Romo like, shit, you call what now? Oh, hell nah. Romo like, hell nah, we ain't running that. Hell nah. Law will fight tooth and nail. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, I've been seeing it. I've been seeing them on Twitter. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't. You know, it's they like mediocres. They like mediocre. They don't like winning, you know? See, uh there's certain things in regards to football that X's and O's it won't work. You have to make decisions not just based on X's and O's and stats. Sometimes you got to look and be like, hey man, what kind of mentality he brings? What does he bring to the table? Does he rise to the occasion? What kind of tangibles and intangible things that he brings to a team? What kind of okay? So what did he produce? So when we play big games, how does he look? So when we play these scrubs, how he look? Is there a fine line? Is there some consistency, or is there a huge fall off? There's a huge gap every time we play against some real competition. Every time we in the biggest moment of the season, how does he look? Like, how is that not a topic of discussion when you talk about quarterbacks and you talk about anybody else? They're quick to point out, oh, Micah doesn't show up in big games, but they'll make every excuse in the goddamn world for Dak Prescott. I don't get it. They'll make every excuse in the goddamn world for Dak Prescott not showing up in big games. Oh man, it was a defense. You didn't say it was an offense for Micah Parsons, and y'all know I don't like him. But we got to keep the same energy. You didn't say it was just the offense for Micah, but they got an excuse though. Every quarterback understands. I get the credit and I get the blame, whether it was deserving or not. There's certain times he'll make a pass. It's just like when we threw it against Noah Brown against the Jaguars. You throwing it? Was it the Jaguars or the Packers? You throwing it to Noah Brown for? Out of everybody you could target to try to get the ball to, you throw it to Noah Brown? You're not gonna try to find a way to give it to your best player? It's decisions like that which help to go ahead and confirm the scribe in him. Simple things, simple football. Football is it's still the same. No matter what they try to invent, no, these new ass plays, these new ass things, football is gonna always be football. The basics is gonna always be the basics. Like I make that live and go, it's still football. Either you got it or you don't. I can sit over there. Jamarcus Russell could throw the goddamn football like a mug, but he ain't have it. He ain't make it. So people got to look deeper than what the talent is. No, he got it. Just like when we do our scouting, when we look at college athletes, I look at okay, so what did you do in the biggest moment? How did you play in the big game? If I couldn't find you, I'm checking you off like, hold up, I don't like that. In the biggest of games, you need to show up. Just like when we looking at this scrub ass, Will Levis is a scrub. Drake May is a scrub. But they swear that he gonna be somebody. Man, I know what I seen. I disagree with a lot of them. They scrubs. They scrubs. Gave it to him, Lo. Marcus Hill worse than Law. He put me taking responsibilities with this new age of folks don't want to deal with. That's why we are where we at. Too much Kylan of players garnered and they do it for the man. You talking. You talking that talk right now. Too much Colin. Too much soft ass going on, man. This babying players. Oh, why we gotta dumb it down for him? What make him so special? Like, come on. Like they act like they can't replace him. That's why I love what the Chiefs is doing. Cause like they take it back. They like shoot, like with L'Jarius Sneed. Yeah. Man, we developed you shit, but we find out shit. We got McDuffie, but we find another one of you though. Like we're Rasheed Rice. Cause y'all remember, man, I was talking like, man, Rasheed Rice is a number one wide receiver. The Chiefs get him, boom, what he turn into? They number one wide receiver, and he gonna continue to grow. Like they see things the way that they need to be seen. If there's a whole lot, like why spend, let's say for instance, 50 million on a running back? Why, when they come a dime a dozen? Why spend money on a position that I can always find? Why cash out for a box safety if he ain't no hellified box safety? Like for instance, Donovan Wilson, I would have never cashed out Donovan Wilson. I can find me another Donovan Wilson. But for the longest, we couldn't find us a free safety though. That's why Malik Hooker. Y'all remember we struggled trying to find us a free safety for a little while, but we found a solid one. And we're gonna have to find another one pretty soon because he ain't gonna be here forever. It's just certain moves that you would think a competent GM should be able to make. See, I'm gonna tell you, look, we're gonna keep it real. Like Jerry ain't grow. Like Jerry making dumbass decisions, and if this is Will McClay behind it, he making some dumbass decisions too. Now look, we know when we talk about the running back position, come a dime a dozen. But Jerry took cheap to a whole nother level. He like shit. We learned a lesson with TP, but he'll go cheap and thinking that even though you go cheap, that you still can't handle talent back there. That's how ass backwards Jerry Jones is. He going cheap, but still going cheap with the talent too. Like, yeah, even though you don't have to spend 15, 20 million on a running back, you still need to go ahead and find you some talent. If you was willing to pay Tony Pollard 10 million for the year, why you couldn't go ahead and come to terms and figure something out with Derrick Henry? That's a question that he can't answer. He can't answer that question. You got running back, bro. You got running backs out here that should be traded for. Like, I'm gonna just go ahead and just continue to put my hands on the table for Dameon Pierce from the Texans, y'all. Rookie contract. He's solid. Hey, look, you can't look at it. You can't look at his last year performance because new offensive coordinator and he wanted something different from his running back. He just didn't fit. That don't mean he had talent. Like we can go back and look at how he ran against us. He was giving us the blues. He was giving us some 6.72, but he was just with a scrub ass team. But he could play, got good contact. But like if we needed a pounder, you could have got that for about a good 3 years cheap. But you go bring in Zeke old ass back. Come on, man. That shit don't make sense. Josh Jacobs, y'all know we talk about the Packers, but that's an excellent move by the Packers, man. He stay healthy, man. The Packers is the Packers is gonna that's gonna be a very good move for the Packers, especially if he stays healthy because he can play some football. I like him. Still think it's 2004, Lo. It's crazy. Yep, Jay Bird. Yep. He like, shoot, I'll get back in the fans' favor if I bring Zeke back. They love Zeke. So they gonna overlook. They gonna overlook that, he ain't the same Zeke no more because they love him so much. Look, like I said, I acknowledge that when Zeke was here before that time, that it was still good to have him in the rotation because he was still able to complement TP. But that's 2 years ago. And even last year, I was saying that, hey, look, we can let Zeke go. It is what it is. We can let him go. We can afford to let Zeke go. We can replace Zeke. We let him go, but they didn't replace him. If you let him go, you still got to replace him. Then they panic. They bring him back. What? You got a lot of picks next year. Use one. Go get you one. Get you one for the future. Get you a bell cow, man. Get you somebody that can really run that damn ball, man. You ain't got nobody that can really run that damn ball, especially between the tackles. Get you somebody that's really official. You missed out on the USC back. Couple running backs, man. What was it? Ray, you missed out on Ray Davis. I'm trying to put my memory to test, y'all. They missed out on a couple more. It's ridiculous, man. They could have did that too. Yeah, they could have did that too. And put TP back in the role that he had with Zeke and got him a bell cow. That probably would have been better. Because if the see, one thing I like with the Tennessee, I think what Tennessee probably gonna do with TP is probably put him back into that role that he had a couple years ago, and then roll with Tajay Spears, and it's gonna be a duo going at it, but still put him in a position to be effective the way that he was a couple years ago. The same type of runs and probably the same usage because they'll be a fool to give him the same usage that he got last year. They'd be a fool for that. And if they didn't learn their lesson with that, then shit, Tennessee Titans a dumbass franchise too. See, just because these people is pros and in positions of power and then been in the front and been in these positions for a while, that don't mean they didn't know what they're doing, y'all. They don't. A lot of y'all be more on point than what they be doing in these front offices, y'all. So don't think because they in that position that they think better than y'all, because they don't. They don't. A lot of y'all be on point because y'all see it. And we trying to figure out, we ain't with the organization every day. So if we see it, then why the hell they can't see it? This ain't got nothing to do with the financials. You hire these people to think ahead, to think about the flexibility that you can have. You think about all these factors to prepare. That's why you hire certain people. But when it comes to the scouting, when it comes to the mind, like they didn't do their due diligence, man. They didn't do their due diligence. I remember like it was yesterday when I watched Micah come out of Penn State. I said, "Look, if Micah got to take on contact, if he got to get off blocks, he's average at best." But I said, if he's free, he gonna make all the plays in the world. And now I wish I was on YouTube saying that. Oh, I think I still got the notebook, man, that I wrote years ago. Because I used to do this when I went on YouTube. I'm gonna try to find it. But that analysis rolls true to this day. If he's free, he gonna make the play. But if he ain't free, he got to get in the wash. He got to take on blocks. He's average at best. And that rolls true. Zim is gonna be frustrated because Zim got that old school football mentality in him. So when Zim see what this new school doing, he ain't gonna like that. Just like when Nick Saban, like, man, I'm about to pay these people to go ahead and be a part of something great. Look at my track record. I look like sitting over there paying these kids and to go ahead and be a part of me. I'm Nick Saban, god damn it. You know? So Nick Saban like, nah, man, I'm up out of here. I'm up out of here. Hold on real quick, y'all. Hello? No, I'm about to. All right, I'm gonna call you back in like a minute. All right. But yeah, they gotta get on. The trade will work out. We can get Sanders too. Dude, that's a heart of a winner. Shit, I like what he said to what's his name? Damn, the corner and the wide receiver. I forgot his name. I like what he said to him. Like, shit, catch that goddamn. Hey, I like that. I ain't gonna lie, man. I like hearing stuff like that. Sure, yeah. If Lance say this, I'm open to it. I'm open to it, y'all. Trust me. I just need somebody with that mentality, man. And I know being under Deion Sanders, I know. When it come down to the mentality, Deion didn't raise no hoe on that football field with the mentality wise. I know that. I can pretty much guarantee that, you know. So I'm paying. They may say some other. I'm paying for mentality over arm talent. So if he got the mentality to do his thing, man, I'm rolling with that. But anyway, man, hey, I gotta go get in this meeting, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming through. If y'all haven't hit that like button, please do. Till the next time, y'all. We gone.